Hello to all my friends and family, and welcome to Jim's 5 a.m. Club. It's Friday afternoon. I've just come for a bit of a bushwalk just close to my home. Hasn't rained for a while, so the little pond behind me has become a bit brackish and not quite as inviting as other times when I've come down here. But this is my little bolt hole, and I love coming down here just to get away from the pressures of daily life and to spend some time in an environment, a natural environment, amongst the birds. Just to hear them singing, chirping is very refreshing and relaxing. And to have a chat to you today amongst this pristine bush setting about a topic that I've got near and dear to my heart. I earlier went through and did a book summary, and the book was entitled The Mastery Manual, and it was written by a famed author and public speaker, Ronin Sharma. And he said something there in that book which really captured my imagination, captured my heart, and I hadn't quite considered it like that before, this point that he made. And it's something that helped me join a number of dots, especially dots from my Christian background and my religious makeup. And he talked about love, and it's one of those things where he says that most people at the end of their lives have a number of regrets. One regret is that they never quite realise their potential. The other thing is that I've forgotten what it is, but it'll come to me. But the third point is probably the most important thing, is that they, the other one is that they postpone, they put off things to another day in their lives and never get to do it. They never get to meet their potential. And the third one is that they never get to fully express the love that they have for the people around them, and to give the love and to feel the love. And the author said, and this is really profound, this really captured my soul. I've got to be honest with you, this is really, really powerful, because we talk about love all the time, and we talk about the act of love and all of the other things which surround love. But what he said was that self-love is such an important thing. We always tend to put ourselves last when it comes to love. But the author sort of suggests that that is not a good way of expressing love, because we've been given a gift of life. Our parents brought us into the world as the perfect gift. We are perfection personified. Let me say it again. We are perfection personified. We are the apple of our parents' eyes, of our relatives, of the friends of the family. So for most people, when we were growing up, we were the spark in their lives, the hope that they had for a better future. But somewhere along the way, when we're growing up, something happens. We get shy. Other people get in our ears, and we get distracted. And to a certain extent, a lot of people learn to not love themselves. But what the author is saying is that self-love, the love of yourself, but in a humble way, in a proper way, not in an egotistical, arrogant way. We've got to clarify this. What he says was the act of self-love, loving yourself, is a prerequisite of being able to love other people. Because just like a cup, You need to love yourself. You need to fill that cup with love. And our parents, if you've got good parents, should I say, not all parents, but if you've got good parents, good siblings, good relatives, along the way, all of those people will contribute to your cup and fill your cup full of love. And the more love you have, the more love that you are able to then share with other people. So where are we heading with this? I guess the call to action is very, very simple. All of us need to spend more time loving ourselves, and loving ourselves in a humble way, in a beautiful way. To be hard on ourselves, to try and enable us to grow and develop, but to not be toxic to ourselves, to not undermine ourselves, to not be the enemy of ourselves, but to be the supporter, the comforter, with God's help, of course, and our families and our friends around us. You know, at the end of the day, every birthday wish that I give every year to all of my friends and family, I always say, I just hope that you can have many happy and healthy returns and be surrounded by loving and nurturing family and loyal and supportive friends. There's nothing else which is more important. And I guess what else I should also probably say is to ensure that you continue to love yourself, because each and every one of us is worthy of love, we came into the world to be loved and to give love, and to never forget that. You know, nobody should live a life without the abundance of love, not only of the people around them, which is a scarcity, I've got to admit. These days it's hard to know, because people are reluctant to open up. People are reluctant to express their love, and you don't know how deep or how real the love is. You know, the word love, I love you, has become as common as confetti these days. But with those words also needs to be action. There needs to be a level of sacrifice, because love is sacrificing of yourself to give to somebody else. But the only way you can sacrifice of yourself to give it to somebody else is if you feel your own love, if you're complete, if you're full of your own self-love. Because as we said before, the more love that you have, the more love that you can share. We've learnt time and time again, you can only give what you have. You can only share what you possess. You can only teach what you know. And that's basically the gist of it. So it's a wonderful, wonderful lesson which has some spiritual, deep spiritual ramifications. It's very fulfilling, it's completing to know that by loving yourself, by accepting yourself, by appreciating and showing gratitude to yourself, because we all have a tough life. We all go through many things in our lives, and we need to understand that each of our lives is a challenge, is difficult, is not easy. But we need to open up to ourselves, to love ourselves, and also to then pass on that love to the people around us, the people who mean much to us. And the love that I talk about is not a controlling love. One of the challenges that we all face in terms of our friendships and everything is that you start a friendship with your friends, with people, and slowly you become more and more possessive with that friendship, and you don't want to share that friendship with other people, and you want monopoly. You want to be besties with those friends, and before you know it, that friendship becomes controlling. And once things become controlling, then a lot of rules get implied rules, which are written or mainly unwritten rules, get established. And then when the friendships or when the friends start socializing with others and other people, then it becomes difficult, because you say, well, you're my friend, you're my best friend. And there is a certain amount of hurt with the sharing. But at the end of the day, the philosophy that I have is that you've got to share your friends, share your friendships, grow your friendships, because we all need to have a circle of people that we can socialize with, that we have as part of our social orbit. And we can share moments together with our friends, but we don't need to have a monopoly. If you want to have a monopoly on yourself. You've got yourself 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 168 hours a week, 365 days a year. Now you've got yourself all that time. So spend more time loving yourself, and by loving yourself, then you'll have that vibe. You'll have that magic sort of glue that will be able to permeate and to bind other people together, and to have other people around you feel comfortable, feel loved, feel cherished, feel special. And that's basically one of our purposes in life, to contribute to the comfort of those around us. Anyway, I think I've had enough to say on this topic today, so thank you very much for joining me on Jim's 5 a.m. Club. I'll just start walking back to the car, but thank you very much for chatting with me and listening to this episode of Jim's 5 a.m. Club. Let's finish off with a positive affirmation. I'm alive, I'm well, and I feel absolutely great. To my friends and family, stay connected, stay relevant, and most importantly, learn the art of love. Learn the art of loving your family, your friends, and tell them. If you love somebody, or if you love something about somebody, tell them. Don't keep it a secret. Because as I said, our tomorrows are limited. Our todays are limited. And you don't get an opportunity to tell your children, your partner, your friends that you love them, or you love something about them. So it's a powerful topic, a topic which is the central theme of Christianity, and has been something which has been talked about more than probably every other topic ever known to man. Whether or not you're loved, not loved, but a lot of people feel as if they're not worthy of being loved. I don't know how this happens, but I guess in today's society, where there are family breakups and the casualties of these breakups are the children, that somewhere along the line the children get the idea that because their parents fell out of love, then they, as a product of that relationship, are not worthy of love. Sad, but it's one of the new challenges, the new world challenges that we face. Thankfully, my parents stayed married, stayed together, so I never faced that challenge. And I was also an only child, so I had their undivided attention, and I felt their love in every cell and aspect of my life. So I guess that's it. Let's finish off, and I'll be I'll be coming back to you again tomorrow on Jim's 5 a.m. Club from a different location with a different message. And in the true tradition of Jim's 5 a.m. Club, I come to you unscripted, unedited, unmonitored, uncensored, unorganised, unplanned, totally authentic and from the heart. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. It was a lot deeper and a lot more meaningful than other episodes. So my apologies if I go a little bit deeper and more intimate than what most people feel comfortable with. But at the end of the day, we need to talk about these topics because they are at the core of our soul, core of our purpose. And if you don't love or feel love, then there's a big gap that you're probably feeling in your life. So it's important to express it. And as the author says, Ronin Sharma, make sure you express it now to all the people around you, and don't think that it's a problem, because as he said, at the end of our lives, most people have similar sort of regrets. They don't reach their potential, they don't do things that they wanted to do, they move too slowly because time moves very, very quickly. And the most important thing of all is that they regret not expressing their love to their friends, to their family, and probably also to themselves. So start with yourself, spend time loving yourself, and then once you've mastered the art of loving yourself, then loving others around you will come natural. So thank you very much for joining me. I appreciate it. I've moved a long way. In the past 6 months, I'm almost up to number 500 vlog in English, and I've got 60 in Greek. So I'm almost, I guess, the next month I'll probably be over 600 vlogs in total, or definitely be over 600 vlogs in total, God willing. And I never thought in my wildest dreams that I would ever be here talking to you. As I said, unscripted, unedited, unorganised, and just authentically talking from my heart about topics that range the full spectrum. I look forward to one day being able to look back and say, you know, whatever topic you've ever thought about, whatever question you've ever had, I've vlogged about it. And as I said, I'll say some silly things, I'll say some controversial things, and looking back, people may say, well, look, that was silly what he said, but it doesn't matter. It's come from the heart, and it was right at the moment that I was saying it, or I felt it was right at the moment that I was saying it. And that's probably the key to be honest, to be authentic, and to try and express yourself the way you are, as opposed to wearing a mask and being somebody else. Take care, sasagapao. Kisses to everybody, and we'll chat again tomorrow, God willing. Bye for now. Yasas.